I will show you in this video that spending time to become good at arithmetic will have a huge payoff for all your math work. My name is Ernest and I'm from Latvia, and I got a perfect score 100% on my final math test in high school. For the last 2 years, I have been helping other students to learn these same skills. In the next couple of minutes, I'm going to tell you first, what is arithmetics? Second, why is it important? And third, how to fix it. Okay? Let's start. Carl Friedrich Gauss once said, "Mathematics is the queen of science and arithmetic is the queen of mathematics." Well, that's cool. But what is arithmetics? Arithmetic is just a fancy name for the most basic and important part of math. Think of it as building blocks for all other math you will learn. Arithmetic is all about working with numbers using 4 main actions. First is adding, like 2 plus 3 is 5. Second is subtracting, like 8 minus 4 is 4. Third is multiplying, like 5 times 6 is 30. And fourth is dividing, like 10 divided by 2 is 5. If you become a superstar at adding, subtracting, multiplying and dividing, you will be great at arithmetic, and it will make all your harder math classes much easier. You may say, "Come on, Ernest, I already know all of that." And my answer is, are you sure? Because one thing is to know it, and another thing is to reliably, precisely, and quickly do the calculation and understand how it works. Well, why is it important, you may ask? I'll show you 2 reasons why being slow at arithmetic can make other kinds of math very hard for you. First is how fast and correct your answers are. Okay, let's take this triangle with 90-degree angle here. Let's say this side will be 12 and this side will be 5. And even if you know the theory, which means that you know the Pythagorean theorem, if you square both sides, add them together, you get the longest side squared. And when you use this formula, you get to this point where 12 squared plus 5 squared is c squared. And can you quickly square the 5 and the 12? And when you add them up together, do you know the root of 169 by head? And if you don't know the root by head, or you have no arithmetic tricks up your sleeve, you will have to spend a lot of time here. It would cost some valuable minutes if you are doing this in the exam. This is probably the reason you cannot finish your tests in time and or make the same careless mistakes again and again and again in the calculations, even though you know the theory 100%. Almost got me, Ernest. But in my school, we can use calculators during tests. Well, okay, but with calculators, it is very easy to mistype one digit, and get the whole result completely wrong. Do you have the ability to check the result that you got in your head to see if it even makes sense? Or wouldn't it be faster just to know the answer instead of typing everything digit by digit in the calculator? If you already found this video useful, click the subscribe button so you'll get more of these videos. Second reason is that it messes with your ability to learn new topics. If you cannot crunch numbers at an optimal speed, it can really mess with your learning process. Let's say you are learning a new topic called quadratic equations. And in quadratic equations, all you need to know is basically 2 formulas. The discriminant formula, discriminant equals b squared plus 4 times a times c, and the root formula, minus b plus minus square root of discriminant divided by 2a. And it's okay if you haven't already talked in school about quadratic equations, but just understand the principle. It's basically a topic, then you just have to remember these formulas, put the numbers in the formulas, and get the result. And now let's say to put numbers inside these formulas, it takes like 30 seconds. Now we have put in the numbers in the formulas. Okay, now for the student with good arithmetic skills, it would take, let's say, 15 more seconds to get to the final answer. But for the student with not so great skills, it would take like, let's say, 40 seconds. Now let's see. It takes 45 seconds per equation for the skilled student and 70 seconds for the other student. This would mean that during one lesson, which let's say is 40 minutes long, the skilled student will manage to do 53 equations, while the other student will manage to do only 34 equations. And when learning mathematics, it is all about volume. That's why the student with arithmetic skills advantage will understand the new topic about quadratic equations much faster and easier than the other student. Okay, Ernest, now I understand how important it is to have great arithmetic skills. But how do I learn them? Let's see how we can fix this. I will show you two ways, one do-it-yourself way and one do-it-with-me way, of how to level up the skill of arithmetics. First, the do-it-yourself or the AI method that consists of one setup step and 3 weekly steps. So the setup step is open your AI of choice and list the fundamental skills of arithmetics and make it into a curriculum for a grade, and then you insert which grade you are. Okay, and it will print out basically unit 1, unit 2, what you have to learn. And now to the 3 weekly steps. So every week you do these 3 steps. Step 1, take one of the units and ask AI tips and tricks how to calculate this topic faster. Then step 2, ask the AI to give you 30 exercises on that topic, and then you grab those exercises and you actually calculate them using these tips and tricks that AI told you. Then step 3, once you've finished, give AI your answers and let AI check them. If the result is below 90%, do it again. And then you repeat this process every week, or for faster results every day, and in a couple of months, trust me, you will hate mathematics a little bit less. Now the second do it with me, or the speedrunning way of doing this. So the hardest part about learning is not that theory itself is like difficult, but it's just that it takes a lot of discipline to do it. And AI cannot really keep you accountable. And that is one of the cons, of course, besides the AI inaccuracy and calculations in the DIY method that I mentioned before. That's why I have this thing called Arithmetic Challenge, where you commit to 2 weeks, just 2 weeks, and you work directly with me to reach a set goal in arithmetics and speedrun the entire process. And it is completely for free. You only pay if you get actually the final result. Zero risk for you. If you're interested, click on the first link in the description. Now let's reflect on what I said in this video. Arithmetics is the skill of putting 2 numbers together. It has significant impact on your mathematics performance, and I gave you instructions on how to fix it by yourself or do it with me. Now the only thing left is to go out, take action, and do it.